Hey you guys, it's Carmen from K and K NSYNC The Thing, Unmasking Truth and Amplifying Unheard Voices. Today I'm sitting down with my son Durabian for a real mother and son conversation about father's absence, hearing loss, and being raised by a single mom, and what it means to grow up as a young black man in this world today. This is about listening, healing, breaking generational silence by giving our children a space to speak. So, Durabian, I want to start this conversation off with asking you a question. Your father passed away before you were born. What has it felt like growing up, knowing about him, but not being able to know him for yourself?
Growing up without a father, previously implied, it's, I would say, a pretty much regular experience since I've never had a father figure. I've never experienced what a father figure is like. Hearing about all these amazing stories about my father really inspired me to not only do better but succeed in pretty much what I think would best benefit me and my family, since he was a family man himself, and always cared for his children.
Okay. Do you feel like that absence shaped how you see yourself as a young man?
Maybe to outsiders, but to myself, no. I don't think it's really shaped me significantly. Being around, I've only really been around my mother, and I don't think like that really changes anything since I've only been around you. Again, I've never had a father figure.
Okay. So I just kind of want to piggyback on that and put it from my perspective. You are an amazing young man, and watching you grow into this young man that you are today, I am so proud of you. For me, carrying you and getting the news that your father had passed away 6 weeks into my pregnancy was devastating. I was so freaked out because I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? I'm carrying a man's baby that is no longer on this earth. And parts of me, it felt like kind of creepy. But at the same time, I knew that God was doing what was supposed to be done, and what the plan was, right? And my idea was to give all that I could into you to make you who you are today and help you travel on through your life to be successful and be an amazing man. So I just wanted to share that with, from my perspective of what it feels like being a single mom raising a young man without a father. All right, so the second question I have for you. You were born with moderate to severe hearing loss. What has that experience taught you about yourself?
Well, for starters, I don't like when people talk low, because like you can't hear them, the whispering, you can't hear it. But I've noticed that during loud settings, certain people, their ears are gonna hurt and they can't, handle that much decibel. But for me, it's a little different. Like there's times where it can get like really loud and I just gotta like back out. But I've learned that I can hear pretty far, pretty high up. I've also learned that people act a little differently towards you when you have a certain quote unquote disability, especially when I was a little bit younger, especially in elementary. I've had experiences with people who thought I was stupid or something in a way. It's not a good feeling, of course.
Okay. And so again, I want to piggyback on that. From my perspective, having a child born one day and then the next day being told that you have moderate to severe hearing loss and there's no deafness in our family. I had no idea what that meant. when the nurse told me. I was just lost. I didn't know what to do. And then after she told me and saw my expression, she was like, well, hold on. It might just be water behind the eardrums. But I knew just the way that she told me that, there was some hearing loss. I didn't know how it was going to be for you growing up. I didn't know how you were going to speak or what it meant. But thank God to all of the resources and the people that came out to support me. I was able to get you all of the support you needed, speech therapy, everything, you name it. You even did sign language for a short amount of time, and that was our way of communicating. And now I'm so proud of you. You have your voice, which is amazing and unique. So do you feel like people understand what it takes for you to move through school, music, friendships, and life with these challenges?
No. It's not like a significant change, but there are definitely smaller differences since I need certain accommodations, since hearing is connected to the brain, and your brain could be delayed on actions when you don't hear something or misinterpret something. Like for example, the teacher telling you instructions and you doing something completely opposite of those instructions or just not hearing them. I feel like those are one of the biggest misconceptions.
Okay. All right. So let's go with the third question. Being raised by a single mom, what do you feel you have learned from me that will help you in life?
I've learned a lot from you. One of those things is always having a plan, and if something goes back, you have a plan B, a plan C, a plan D, a plan E, etc., etc. I've also learned not to be observant in public areas. Since I'm a young black man myself, this country is a lot of areas around the world are very suspicious of me naturally, just because of all the racism going around. I've also learned to not be too comfortable on certain tasks, especially if they have like a do or dead end. I've learned to always be ahead of the game, always push myself and not hold back.
Okay. And being an African American mom, a single mom, and raising a young man, I didn't know what it felt like to do that. It made me even more intense because of you being a man. I didn't experience a lot of things that I now, having a son, see and experience. I never thought I would be teaching you things that you shouldn't even have to worry about as a child. I tell you all the time, my brother Coit and I used to play outside until the lights, were going dark, and mom told me to be home. We were on our bikes. We were free. You guys don't have that opportunity like we did when we were growing up. Of course, technology has taken, a real toll on society, but you guys don't know what it feels like to be a kid. And it's just sad that that's been stolen from you guys. And there's a lot of other things that I've taught you, but I just kind of wanted to piggyback on that. And so, is there anything I taught you that you did not understand when you were younger? Well, now, but understand now.
Wait. So you're asking me if there's anything I don't understand now, or if I want to...
Well, when the things that I've said to you in the past, right, that you didn't understand then, but now they've come to the forefront. Do you understand them now? Some of the things that I taught you or said or made you aware of?
Yeah, like how people react to me when they see a black man, and always to be cautious, always tie my hair back in stores or leave my hands out of my pockets. always, what was it, speak in a certain way, a certain friendly way, just so that certain people don't get like the suspicion that I'm a thug or something like that. Those are some of the biggest things that I didn't understand then, but I feel like I understand now.
Yeah, because you've grown, and yeah, and this is part of the things that, you know, a mom or a father has to tell their child: not to put your hands in your pocket when you go in the store. Don't wear your pants sagging. Which is, I don't want you to wear your pants sagging. Pull your hair back, because I want people to see your beautiful smile and see your face. Stand confident. And there's other things besides that, but just being somebody amazing. The gift that I know that you have is being compassionate. And I tell you that all the time. You have the biggest heart, but you also have to protect that heart. So number 4 was about being a young black man, but you kind of touched up on that. So my question is, as a young black man growing up in this world today, what do you think you need most from your mom? What do you need most from your mom? Protection, honesty, guidance, space, or understanding?
Out of all those things, I feel like guidance would be the most thing needed, because all those things, protection, honesty, space, and understanding, can all stem from guidance. Guidance is where someone teaches you to learn the path where you need to go, or the path of which decisions you want to choose and where to go, and those naturally connect to the path if they teach you those lessons.
Okay. And then our final question I have for you. People ask about how close we are. How would you describe our relationship?
Oh,
okay.
I feel like we're very close. Like, I could tell you a lot of things, and you give me a good response, feedback. Maybe sometimes ignore it, but overall, we're pretty close.
Okay. And I feel like our relationship is solid. I always tell people, and you and I were talking about it today, I said, you're my broke best friend. So, we hang out. I can't say, Durabian, do you got me? Only when you start working, I can start saying that. But in the meanwhile, I enjoy our conversations. I enjoy our closeness. It reminds me of the bond that I have with my mom. And I truly miss her. So all of the things that I'm teaching you and showing you and helping you to form into your own way of learning and guiding you and protecting you is the stuff that I learned from my mom. So it's passing down that generation of knowledge from my mom to me to you, as well as your sister. So with that said, I want to thank you, Durabian, for, sharing this conversation with me and, having that heart-to-heart. Some of these conversations are really tough, and I see you really have to process them, and that's great. That's what it's about. So next time when we have that next episode and talk about, more in depth about other things, because you're transitioning into that 18-year-old young man pretty soon, and you're driving now, and you have special lady friends in your life. So okay. Well, all right, so thank you for your time. So I'm out of here, you guys. So this is K&K in Sync to Think, Unmasking the Truth and Amplifying Unheard Voices. Peace.